Okay, so the highlights for me, as Chief Petty Officer Franklin said, when we just started, it was basically we didn't know anybody, we're strangers to anybody. Everybody was strangers to one another. Um, we came, we were introduced, we introduced ourselves, and then we moved on throughout the day. As Chief Petty Officer Franklin said, we were sponsored by the bank, so the bank came, they spoke to us. Um, we were given a rundown the history of the Coast Guard, how long the Coast Guard summer program was going for. Also, we were exposed to a little bit of strictness. We were told the do's and don'ts at the summer program and what was expected of us at the summer program. You know, um, so on the Tuesday, well, when we had boat handling, that is when everybody kind of shifted. Started to talk to one another, get to know one another.
Okay.
Um, went down the line, and on the Friday we had swimming. That was an experience for everybody because we learned everybody think they could swim until they reach in the sea.
Okay.
Um, we were taught different life-saving techniques, things to do when you're at sea, things not to do when you're at sea. You know, you get a little bit of exposure to the Coast Guard life. On the Saturday when we went down to Beckway, everybody had fun. Um, the Monday, then the Tuesday, and then on the sports day, that was when everybody came together and we had a with fun. There was a competition between the three phases. Um, we did football, cricket, lime and spoon, sack racing, and running. And phase one came out on top. It was a fun and it was a very fun experience. Um, what and the graduation ceremony, the certificate that we received, um, it when you apply for a job or you decide to do something further in life, I'd like to believe that you could use that certificate in your applications because that would show that you have some level of training, you know, within yourself. Yeah.
That's actually a good point. I never even thought about that. Like the exposure that children have to these summer programs. Like let's say their first job, they could actually say, "Well, I went to this training program, or this summer program, and these are the things that
Launch.
I learned." Yeah,
Yeah.
that's actually a
Because
good point there.
if I may add, because we had people from Planned Parenthood, nutrition, we had good citizen, personal development. All these because the theme of the program is shaping our youth for life ICs, not just Coast Guard activities, but as they grow and develop, we the program is carefully put together so that we can give them a bit of everything or a bit of a lot to help them shape for the future. And as what he said, I mean, you apply for a job and you have something in your hand now you can walk with. A little bit of experience in swimming, a little bit of good citizenship, and all these. And one of the highlight too for the program is the etiquette session because that's the only fee the participant has to pay at $25, and that is for a session that happen on a Wednesday. So what they would do, we have an etiquette session where they go and learn table manners,
Oh, table etiquette.
yeah,
Okay.
and how to sit at the table, how to use a knife and fork, the different glasses, the different, you know, so that, and they actually get the meal with it.
Okay.
So it's like that too was one of the highlights of the program.
It's making me sound like I want to go to one of these programs next year.
And if I would like to add one thing. One of the sessions that I really took interest in was the anger management and conflict resolution sessions because today in our society today with us young individuals we tend to get aggravated easily for nothing at all, and that session targeted how to handle yourself if you're in a situation where you could diffuse the situation basically, and that was one of the most interested classes for everyone because in a class where you have young students, there would be a lot of back feedback from these students and side talking, as they would say. There was none of that. It was a very attentive class. Everybody was listening, and it was a very participated class as well.
Okay.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Yes, it does.
All right. Band room. What were the highlights for you of the program?
Let me start from the picking up of the students at the cenotaph. That was all the routine. So the bus would,
Okay.
the bus driver would go down to the cenotaph at the Island Man, as we called it, and we would pick up our students there at the muster point. And then once the students reach at the band room, there will be a daily devotion, as mentioned. Then when the devotion is finished, our bandmaster would have a chit chat with the students about the do's and don'ts and the rules and stuff like that. And then when the students are placed in the classroom now, individual students now would mark what we call a register, because we have to give an account for students attending and who don't come and stuff like that. Because the young people nowadays, sometimes they say they come to a program and then they don't show up. So we'll be in a position to see if they were there on that particularly. Once the register is marked, we would have an introduction to each student would stand and introduce themselves and give reasons why they want to play such instruments. That is important, because you don't want to just come by the summer program and just pass your time. You will be definitely robbing somebody else who really wanted to be in such program. So once they're there, and as the week progresses, the students will learn to play scales, rhythm, and progression, especially for the instruments that use chords. We would learn progressions. It's like, I would equate it to that of English language. It's like you learn your ABC, you learn phrases and cliches, and then you learn to read a whole sentence. In the musical arena, if I should put it that way, you learn your scales, you learn your rhythm, and you learn your progressions. And then you could put your progressions to stanza, that of what you'll be singing, obviously in a choral and stuff like that. So those are some of the steps and stages that we went through. It's not just come in and pick up an instrument and say that you're coming to play. No, it's more than that. You have to learn the musical theory, because we're not just playing music by ear. We have score sheets where you have to read music, and hence in the music theory, that's where we would expound and develop on that.
Okay.
For the wind instruments now, there's what you call muscles around your mouth. The musical term for it is called embouchure. So there are muscles around your mouth area there. Once you form and develop that. Some people say that when it's just playing an instrument, they say, boy, you're choking now, boss? No, because we would have developed an embouchure. The muscles around your mouth, they form in your mouth in a particular way, and hence the reason why you could produce notes. So if you come and you be given an instrument, it will not be so easy for you to even get a note. So those are some of the things that our students were exposed to and more. And after the 5-week program, the students were given a certificate, as mentioned by our student there, at the closing ceremony at Peace Memorial Hall.
Did they do like a performance at the end? Did they come together as a band and do a performance?
Yes, they did. Yes, they did. They did. So it was like the keyboard section would practice their song in the keyboard classroom setting. The guitar would practice in their setting and stuff like that. But at the end, probably say like the 4th week, that's when we would come together as a band. And then do our rehearsals. The recorder played as well, and they were accompanied by the combo side. The combo side is like the guitars, the drum and stuff like that. That's what you call a combo side. So there's 2 sides to like a band. You have the brass band setting and you have the combo side setting. So if you see just the wind instruments, that's the brass band setting. And if you see like the keyboard and the guitars and stuff like that, that's the combo side setting.
Okay.
That is what was on display at the closing ceremony, because most students these days is that they're not gravitating to one instrument as they ought to. But one instrument is what we want to push, and I wish most students gravitate to that.
Curious question. You said that you've been there for 19 years. Has anyone who went through the summer program returned as a police officer to the band itself, to the police band? You remember anybody like that?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
There's one officer called PC Rodney, Reverend Rodney.
Which no, not Rodney. No, I don't think I know PC Rodney. I know A Rodney in the force, but I don't think he's PC.
She's she's a female at the police band. She sings one of our songbirds.
Okay.
Yeah, she sings. She was actually at the summer program when I was teaching guitar at the time. She learned to play the guitar now. She's enrolled in the Royal Simonson and Economics Police Force.
Okay, good. Good.
There are persons as well who would have learned instruments there and they've joined bands. They're in the Cadet Corps and several other bands around.
Okay. And what about you? Any student who attended the Coast Guard program who's now a Coast Guard officer?
Yeah, so actually, the four main coordinator and facilitator, I was the only one who didn't attend the program. The other three
Okay.
came through the program.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And from your end, Stephen?
Well, yes. This year we had two of our Campbell former members, one of our coordinators, who was on camp. But there are more, but two was there for this. It's a usual thing. A lot of the young men and women, some of them even they are not police officers. Well, these two are police officers, but who are not police officers, they come still and become coordinators.
Okay.
So they come back into the program and continue. And I just wanted to add, based on we have our own graduation where we have closing ceremony. We have a dinner and award ceremony. So we have them dress up real nice and all that thing. And, you have them get an escort. They will take their photos. They'll be seated and we'll serve them a 3-course meal. And we'll then give the awards for those outstanding individual performance. And of course, the group, the team, the unit. And this year we had Unit 3 winning, and that unit was headed by WPC King, APC Butler, and Mr. Anthony Hazel. Unit 2 came second with Sergeant Dishong as the head and Miss Lorraine Johnson. And then third place went to Unit 2, PC Chambers. So ACP Butler and PC Chambers are some of the members, Police Youth Club members who came through the system, and they are now police officers. And Miss Boeings. And of course, we had individual awards. We don't usually give out certificates, but we usually give trophies and medals to our those persons who are outstanding. And we have the different categories of Police Youth Club. We have the Explorers. Those are between the ages of 8 to 12. The Adventurers, 13 to 15. The Pioneers, 16 to 17. And the Associate members, which are 18 and over. And this year we would have saw for the most outstanding male adventurer, Mr. Joel James. He was from the Sharps Police Youth Club. So as they come from different clubs, we have put them into a unit. They're no longer part of a club.
Right.
It's units. So we try to incorporate them so that they can make new friends, socialize, and get out of just knowing who they know. So they to learn each other to build lifelong friendship. And most outstanding female, Nikayla Williams. Those are the Explorers. The Adventure was Miss Lerosa Coffee, sorry. And we had most outstanding male Explorer, Camilo Edwards, most outstanding female pioneer, Naja Williams, most outstanding male pioneer and male camper that went to Tyler Lawrence. He's from Barley. Most improved, Rishante Philip. When we say most improved now, sometimes when the persons come to camp, they start to exhibit a certain behavior. And then obviously we have punishment on camp and our thing too. Yeah. We don't hit people children, so don't worry about that. Those are wondering. But what we usually have, there are chores that they want to carry out and things like that. Because we do it in a kind of way where they can understand that rules are meant to be followed. And that you heard the young man mention about conflict resolution and not being able to deal with conflict. And this camp, more than any other, we are seeing even among the primary school children where every little disagreement seems to want to fight. There is no it's from 0 to 100, and most of these things start by the playing. You know, they're having fun, and somebody don't like whatever, and then they want to fight. And so we had to, bring them back and to ensure they understand that this is not what society should be like. You have to learn to socialize. There's always going to be conflict, but you have to resolve conflict in a non-violent way. Our most outstanding camper this year was Miss Clarissa Coffey. She's from the Overland Camp. Club, sorry. She Overland/New Angel. She really performed outstandingly. And these are the kind of things. And at the night, I hope she don't feel away. I hope she's not listening. Because of the the accolades, and she realized that she was recognized. She started to cry.
Okay.
The emotions overtook her. You can see that she felt good. There are some of even Rishante, she was surprised that she got most improved. But it goes to show the progression.
For all you know, it might have been the first time they got an award too.
That is what the thing is about. So they really look forward to that. They look forward to the dressing up as well. And it is a fun time. The sports is always competitive. Most of everything is competitive, but that night is just to relax, to unwind. And the reason why we want to bring the competition is to bring the best out of them and understand that there are rules and there are consequences. So it's a group. It's not only individual. So when one person is like, yes, pretty cool, the police force says that, we are a collective body. So if one person infringe, then the whole unit, because you get times when the unit have to come outside because they're inside, because we have lights out there at 10 p.m. So if you're on your phone and you're talking and you're making mischief, you come outside and we have you do something. Since you want work to do, we'll give you work to do. You understand? So sometimes some persons are not really guilty, but we are trying to teach them that to be responsible for each other's action, because those are some of the rules that we say. So you're not supposed to condone wrong. You're supposed to speak up and speak out. So when you want to keep silent, say, you're not a snitch and all that kind of thing, everybody will pay in the end. And so those are some of the things that we really do. But there's a lot of challenges that face young people. I don't think this program enough time for us to go into all that, and I'm sure that the Coast Guard and the bandmen will have their own experience. I don't want to take up all of the time, but there's some serious challenges that we need to address as we go forward. All
right, so we would get to it, but Tyrese, was this the first time you were part of a summer program held by the police force?
Yes, this year would be my first, but as I mentioned before, I am a cadet, so it was something like the Police Youth Club. The cadet force hosts a summer camp every year.
Okay.
There was one held this year, but I did not attend due to some complications. But it is something similar to the Police Youth Club, Police Youth Club summer camp. We are on the camp from the start to the finish. We do not leave. The only difference is and people usually paint the cadet like this. They try to hit you and stuff. It's not
shout
like
at you. That's what I used to see it as a child.
And that's wrong, because we don't try to treat you like you're not human. Wrong is wrong and right is right. At the cadet force, we instill discipline, patriotism, and honor. You cannot expect to come with ill behavior or bad behavior and do not expect to get corrected, right? The cadet force is a paramilitary organization, right? You are trained somewhat like a police officer. You do not get the full training, but you get trained somewhat like a police officer. So you get a lot of experience from the cadet force. And right now, there are a lot of cadets that are joining the police force, going from the cadet to the police force. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
If I may add, one of the highlights this year, we had 2 trumpeters playing, and they were playing with the combo side, and they weren't just playing; they were playing and reading music.
Okay.
I felt good. Those students were taught by one of our tutors, Sergeant Raymond Power. They were reading music. In the next 5 years or so, 10 years or so, they should be playing. If they continue, they should be playing with the Calypso tent, or probably be in Barbados studying at the Barbados Community College. I remember, I think it was last year, the Anto Calypso tent brought in 2 brassmen from Barbados. That shouldn't be. We have training going on at the police band room. When instrument is there, come come, I would implore parents, encourage their students to learn one instruments. That's where you make a lot of money. So that in the future we don't have to send for no brassmen overseas.
All right, but the curious thing with this, though, well, I know you guys are just generally busy, and we've heard the comments about there not being enough live bands here in SVG, or not enough persons learning to play music. But apart from the summer program, how else can, let's say, somebody who wants to learn a musical instrument, can they capitalize on learning through the police band outside of the vacation program?
Yes, if a parent want their child or children to learn, they can probably seek tutoring. Contact one of us who would have taught during the summer program, or I guess there's this gentleman at next to the prison there who does training as well.
Okay.
So the opportunities are there. Now that you are young, make use of the time. Because when you're old and you're grown and responsibilities come, you won't have time for these things. Learn the instruments.
And one thing I would like to add, right? Back to the cadet force. At the cadet force, we offer you you get access to free band training, because there is a band unit in the cadet force. We do get invited to play for occasions like 9 mornings, special events, and I think there was at least 2 persons from the cadet force band that attended the police band summer program that I know about. And the band training is free. The cadet force, actually joining the cadet force is free. Yeah.
What sparked your interest in the cadet force? Because it's sometimes when I was younger, it wasn't necessarily something that I would have gravitated towards, right? So what inspired you to join the cadet force?
My family background, my father is ex-Coast Guard. I had a cousin that was in the cadet force as well. He was in the Marine unit, and that kind of inspired me just to join, to get an experience from it that was one of the reasons that I joined. I wanted to get an experience from it. So it was not forced upon me. It was my choice to join the cadet force.
Okay.
And I don't think I regret it up to this day.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So in the final minutes, but Austin, you would speak last, right? Billy, Coast Guard, and the band room. Give us a reason why students should take part in next year's activity.
Well, besides all the things that were mentioned, it is really a fun activity that gave our young people an opportunity to be meaningfully engaged while socializing in a safe space. Because we teach them that socialization is not about touching, and we say no fraternization. So we kind of try to keep them to know that you can speak, you can talk, you can be friends with the opposite sex without involving, So it's an experience, it is an adventure. As I mentioned, we would have taken them to different places for that kind of outdoor adventure, took them off the camp so that they do not feel like they're in a classroom setting all the time, or we had sports. And of course, next year, God's will, we are hoping to camp in St. Lucia with our counterparts, and they really wanted to be here this year. They were not able to. And at the end of it, there are a lot of persons who return to home from camp with an experience that they never had before. And you will hear the parents saying that they are getting up early, because I said we get up at 5 o'clock, and everybody got to get up. I am responsible for waking up the camp. So at 5 a.m., the whistle will go, because we have a whistle, and you will hear my voice, and everybody will get up. So we try, and we also teach them time management. So sometimes, not sometimes, after camp, a lot of these young people get up at 5 a.m., but obviously a lot of them get back to their old ways when they get back at home. So the life lessons and the life skills through the different programs. So it's not only fun and games, but it's a learning experience that help develop these young people, build friendships that could last for a lifetime, and so on. So these are the meet new people. Some of these persons never went to the countryside before. Some of them never went to Obeah-Salpan. So new experiences that we are giving our young people whenever they come to a Police Youth Club camp. And of course, besides the camp itself, the Police Youth Club have programs that they run year long throughout different areas in St. Vincent and Grenadines. So persons can join the Police Youth Clubs and be a part of these experiences, even off of camp. And so next year, God will have said, we are hoping to camp in St. Lucia, and we are hoping that well, we can't carry everybody, but those who are well behaved, mostly and disciplined, we have to learn to curb the responsibilities of our young people. Let them know that they have a responsibility to themselves, to their parents, to their country. Young man mentioned about patriotism and honor, and as part of the cadet code. That's what we try to teach them in the police youth club as well. That you're a Vincentian. You have a responsibility. You're young, yes, but you have a responsibility to yourselves, to your parents, to your country, to be the best version of yourself. Holistic development, nurturing our nation's most valuable resources. That is what we try to do at the Police Youth Club.
All right, curious question with this as well. Do they need to be a part of the youth club first before they could attend the camp?
No, they don't.
Okay, and if a parent listening now would like for their child to participate in the camp, knowing that the intention is to go to St. Lucia, I mean, to gather funds and everything together, how early can they express an interest in their child participating in the camp itself?
Well, from this time, we usually tell our parents, especially when we are traveling outside. In St. Vincent, a bit easier. But if we are traveling, we like to know who we are taking with us. The first time we traveled to St. Lucia, we would have had some persons who are not part of the Police Youth Club and some persons who came along also because coordinators wanted to give them the experience. And we would have encountered some problems, some problems with their behavior in terms of they are not accustomed to what the Police Youth Club is expecting, as the young man would have said from the point of view of the cadets. So what we want, if that is your intention, enroll your child or children in one of the Police Youth Clubs now, because that will be more sure way of you getting that child to camp next year, God's will.
Okay.
If we get to travel to St. Lucia as the plan is. So that would what I would encourage them to do.
Okay, good. Damien?
Right. So I will encourage the parents next year, by God's grace, to let the children come and impart in all these fun activities, all these lessons for life I sees, and share what Mr. Tyrese has experienced. Because if he hadn't been in the program, he would not have been here today. And we don't know where this little opportunity or this little venture will take him. Because everyone who's listening to the radio program, they may wonder who is Tyrese, and because what caught my attention when one of the sessions was going on, I attended that session, and when I saw him speak, I asked him if he had previous lessons, because he actually took over that class, and that was first aid.
Okay.
And he was explaining, the way he was explaining, I was like, where you get all this knowledge from?
Okay.
And the cadet. So yes, I'm not putting my program aside to make up the cadet, but what I'm saying, these programs that we run in the country, they develop the youths. And I was really impressed the way Mr. Tyrese went about on this program. He was close to being a facilitator, honestly. He would, if you give him a chance, he would teach a class. He was assisting in the nutrition. I don't know, he was telling you what was in an apple, the vitamin, the mineral, all the food that was on the table. He would tell you what's in it. Before said he would tell you when you get born what to do. And he's a very intelligent young man, and some program help him along with his parents. So these programs, they help youth to grow, and look where he is at today at the BFM studio.
A natural.
Because when they asked for a participant, he was one of the first person to give them a mind. Because they know he was brave and he's knowledgeable. So I say, let me give him the opportunity, to come and speak to the nation. And this is what other participants can get from the program. The program offers a lot, and let them come. My main thing is everybody who get a form, I would like them to attend, because we don't want these forms to waste. Because we had 150 forms and we only had 136 personnel. That's roughly 14 persons didn't get the opportunity to take part or to complete the program, because some started and stopped. Because actually we had 2 parents came and said the kid going to attend the band. So they stopped the summer program to start the band. So it was, you get piece of, so that's my encouragement. Let the kids come and enjoy and take part of this important program.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for the band room?
Many of the participants will become tomorrow's leaders. whether in music, public service, or other fields. And their journey will always be rooted in the values nurtured through this program. Coming to the Police Band Summer Program, I don't see it as a normal summer program. It's an investment. It's an investment of your time. It's an investment into your career. Music is a career. Music is what is paying a lot of people, including myself. I mean, yes, I'm a post officer, but music is what I does mainly on a daily basis. It's an investment. And for those persons who give students who would have done well, whether at CPA or in the exams, you give them bursaries, you give them maybe a laptop, give them a winning instrument. It's an investment into that person's life that would last for a lifetime. So, if I don't never should say this, but I'm going to say it. For the persons who are junior savers, parents, invest in a winning instrument. When the student learn to play that winning instrument, they would have learned a skill and they would still have the instrument. I bought a winning instrument for myself and I've not regretted it. I've learned to play. I'm playing in Calypso tent. You make an extra income. Yes, it helps to push on you in several ways. So for the persons who next year God's life, as our Chief Petty Officer said, once you want to attend, I would like to see more students gravitate to the winning instruments.
Okay.
There's a shortage of brass players in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. We have plenty of young men. We are young and strong. Let us develop ourselves in that area. We have training going on. We have portional tutors going here. Make use of the time while you're young. It would have to develop your leadership skills and build your confidence in so much areas.
Okay.
It would add to your extra curriculum.
Okay.
I can say more and more, but time would not.
You're right. Yes. All right. So we're gonna let the youth among us have the final say. And your auntie Chrissy, she's bigging you up.
All right, thank you. So my encouragement to the youth, right? Summer programs in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is a big part of, a youth's time in the summer. What will happen, right? We will find time, a lot of children right now would be in the house, playing games, watching movies, not coming outside, right? As my parents said, back in their days, they're finding everything for do outside.
Yes, man.
Everything. You go when you see children back in the days, well, this is from where he is ordered the beach, in people land thieving the fruits, they're finding something outside to do. They want idle. And that is what happening to a lot of us, and the music band summer program, right? That is so, as he said, it's an investment because it's 5 weeks of your whole summer learning to play an instrument. And if I would ask, is it free?
No, there's a fee of probably $25.
$25. You pay $25 and you learn how to play an instrument.
Imagine that, eh?
Yeah, that is actually incredible. 5 weeks, $25, and you learn a new skill
With certificate.
with a certificate to prove that you know how to play the instrument, right? And the summer programs help the youth development a lot. As it was said, it's not just doing policing or learning to be a police. It's learning to build yourself for a better tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
So I take it when you go back to school and started a new school year, you're going to be advocating and encouraging your friends to take part in at least one of these programs.
One of the summer programs because
next year,
yeah,
right?
because it don't make no sense. Even if you're working, find time. I'm working. I'm supposed to be at work today, but I took the time out of work today to come and speak.
Okay.
Yes, because I would have liked to share my experience. So it would be an encouragement to the youth. From hearing from another youth, it would be an encouragement so that they would know and trust that it's enjoyable.
Okay.
Yes.
You want to pick up your school one time as you're
Yes.
here?
I actually go to St. Martin Secondary School. So
Okay.
thank you very much to all the teachers and the principal.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, and I want to, so I'm happy that the adults were here, but I also want to give commendations to you. It seems like you are a natural born leader. And of course, I know that you would have gotten your training at different places, particularly cadets, and I guess your teachers and your parents as well.
Yes,
but
please.
you fit right in here with this conversation this morning. So
Yes.
commendations to you.
Yes,
All right?
especially my parents. That is what one thing I would say. It's always thank you to my parents, my mom and my daddy. Without the
Get the
both of
names, the man.
So my mother's name is Janelle Findley, and my father's name is Jason Astin. He is an ex-Coast Guard officer.
Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. And with that, we have come to the end of today's program. This morning, we were talking on the topic, and okay, give me 1 second to pull back up this poster. All right. And we were talking on the topic of building tomorrow's leaders, the RSVGPF summer program or summer youth program 2025. And in studio, we had Cuthbert Lee, Constable Cuthbert Lee, Chief Petty Officer Damian Franklin, Sergeant Stephen Billy, and Mr. Tyrese Austin. All right. So thank you all for being here with us this morning. And of course, I look forward to another session next year.
Yes.
Maybe when Tyrese is a facilitator as well.
Yes, yes.
All right, next year. And just hearing more about what is happening. But thank you all. And commendations to all of you for the work that you are doing in helping to streamline and focus our nation's youth.
Thank you very much, and
Yes,
thank you for
please.
having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
You're
very
welcome.
much.